Very interesting. Let's go to the wild card. Let's go way out east to Bill in West Hartford. Bill, you're up next.
Yes. Hi, Jimmy. Yes. Hi, Peter. I'm an atheist myself, and a scientific-minded atheist, and I have a thought regarding Fatima, Fatima and UFOs and religion. I think you're wrong, Jimmy, when you equated UFOs with religion as if it's the same thing. I think it all goes back to UFOs and aliens. I'll explain. What you would call religious or spiritual really goes back to the aliens, and I would call it not religious, not spiritual, but interdimensional. In fact, a better term, interuniversal or intercosmos. Let me explain. This goes back to a show that George Norrie did in February about the theory that our universe is a computer simulation with Linda Moulton Howe. Mm-hmm. My point is, could these aliens and UFO craft all come from outside our universe, from another realm, another dimension, an energy dimension or an energy universe? In other words, another universe through which they are going by our linear time. Let's say they're scientifically 100 million years or more advanced than us scientifically, and they, through an immense computer simulation, immense computer that they would have, or many computers, created our universe through a computer simulation, and they are popping in from what you might call the other side. I would call the real reality, and this would be the same place or realm where when people have near-death experiences or when people die, we end up in the real reality, because our consciousness, our mind, I think, is the only thing in this simulated universe that is real, and that is why quantum mechanics says, and is correct when it says that things that are observed through our eyes and our mind, there's an effect, in other words, between the observer and the observed. So our consciousness in this, on planet Earth or any other planet in our whole universe, any other galaxy, any other planet, is in our simulated universe. But our consciousness, once we die, we're in the real reality, which George Norrie calls the other side. And as I said, these aliens are beings that created our whole universe through a computer simulation, and even our religions is part of what has been created through the computer simulation. Religion and myth are the same thing. They're myths. We have to look at science and the scientific method.
So, Bill, I get all of that. So let me ask you this. Yes. Are you suggesting that Fatima was just a computer simulation, that it was just something that was created, and that's it?
I'm saying even more than that. Fatima is just sort of weird and hard to understand, just like modern-day 1980s, 1990s, 21st century UFO experiences are kind of hard, like the one in Africa in the early 1990s that was on the show Sightings, where a spacecraft came down and talked to a set of 50 or 100 children, I think it was Nigeria, and told them that they had to be great with the environment, environmental disasters in the future. That's very analogous to what happened at Fatima with these three children then. So I'm saying it all goes back to alien beings that created our universe through a computer simulation, and they're popping into our universe to tinker with the simulation, to tinker with our universe that they created.
Yeah, Bill. I think it's an honest and great point. And Peter, when we start to look at it like that, not only with Fatima, but there are several sightings and witnesses where they have confronted and communicated with different visions. Could it just be that, something that was created by something advanced and off-planet just to communicate with us, like a TV, like a hologram?
Yeah, I mean, of course, in the realm of possibility, all of these things are possible. I think the point that we were making, for instance, in Secret Machines and in that project, was that religion came about as a reaction to contact. You know, this was our way of trying to struggle and understand what had just happened, what this actually meant. Religion began in civilizations where there was no demarcation between religion and science, or religion and anything else. I mean, nobody said, if you lived in ancient Egypt, I belong to the Egyptian religion.
Right.
It just didn't work that way.
Right,
you were an Egyptian, therefore we made certain assumptions, right? So you have a worldview, an entire worldview, which was created, developed in response to this contact. And that's why I agree with the caller. from the point of view that the scientific approach to religion should include the idea of contact, because that would pretty much explain everything. All the problems that atheists have with religion would be kind of cleared up if they were to realize that there is a scientific basis for it, and it was in contact. That, that's the scientific basis for it.
Yeah, I don't think there's any question, is there, Peter, that the Vatican knows more about not only the question of contact and what is going on out there with alien life, but they're not telling us, and that certainly would confuse, one of the biggest corporations in the world, right? Which is the Catholic Church. Let's go to Wild Card.